On this week's episode, we dive headfirst to explore October's backlog. If you're watching at home, get your tinfoil hats ready because we're looking at the conspiracy theory of why John Cena was at Nintendo Corporate this week. If you're a fan of PUBG, get excited because you can play PUBG on a brand new console. But before you get too excited, you should probably know it's not the console you're thinking about. And finally, dear Disney, why must you continue to destroy my childhood like when I see an announcement that says you are remaking Hocus Pocus?
No! God, please, no! No! No!
All of this and much, much more on this week's episode of the Nerf Report.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Welcome to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant, Chappel, and let's get straight into this week's news. Great news this week in the world of gaming. The voice actor strike of 2016-2017 has come to an end. After 11 months, the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, has tentatively agreed to end their boycott against 11 gaming companies. The boycott started when the union demanded residual pay, better protections for the actors' voices, and more transparency when it comes to what projects the actors will be working on. In a press release, SAG announced, the terms of the tentative agreement, which was reached early Saturday morning, include a new bonus structure that provides an additional payment to performers. The bonus payment, which is due no later than the release date of the game, is based on the number of sessions worked on each game. The deal also contains an employer commitment to continue working with SAG-AFTRA on the issues of vocal stress during the term of agreement. During the contract negotiation, it was speculated that video game companies were pushing hard on ways to hold voice actors accountable to the project. But it doesn't really look like they got what they wanted because the press release continues on by saying, a provision that would have fined performers for being late or distracted at session, another that would have required agents to submit performers to low-paying atmospheric voice sessions or face fines, and a possible revocation of their union franchise. And another that would have allowed employers to use their permanent staff to do covered work outside of the collective bargaining agreement. I think I can speak for the rest of the gaming world and say that we are all now taking a huge sigh of relief that the voice actor strike is tentatively over. Tentatively being the key word there, because nothing sounds more reassuring than tentatively. Turn 10 Studios announced brand new DLC for its upcoming Forza Motorsport 7. The DLC is titled The Fate of the Furious, and as you can imagine,
This time it ain't just about being fast.
it's about family. The DLC pack includes Dominic Toretto's 1951 Chevrolet Fleetline, his jet-powered Dodge Charger, and Letty's Chevrolet Corvette. But the game pack also includes much more. The game pack is free for anyone who pre-orders Forza Motorsport 7 in Deluxe or Ultimate Editions, but players can also purchase the Fate of the Furious standalone DLC for $9.99. I'm gonna play Forza 7 a quarter mile at a time. If he ever sees this Vin Diesel, I'm sorry, please don't beat me up. Every month, subscribers to Xbox Games with Gold or PlayStation Plus receive free games. And if you're anything like me, they just get added onto the ever-growing list of games I'll play eventually, or as we like to call it here, the backlog. So for the month of October, here are the games getting added to your backlog. PlayStation 4 owners will receive the Amnesia Collection, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Skyforce Anniversary, and Hue. PlayStation 3 owners will get Hustle Kings and Monster Jam Battlegrounds. Side note here, Skyforce Anniversary and Hue will also be available on PlayStation 4, PS3, and Vita devices. Xbox One owners will receive Gone Home and The Turning Test, while Xbox 360 will receive Rayman 3 and Medal of Honor Airborne. That is a name I haven't heard in a while. Medal of Honor. Man, they need to start making those games again. I might have to boot up my Xbox now. I gotta know, does the game still hold up to today's standards? I hope it does. All of these games could be yours for the small price of $9.99 with PlayStation Plus and $9.99 with Xbox Games with Gold. And personally, I gotta say, this is a really impressive list for the month of October, but I want to know what you think. What games are you looking forward to? Have you already played them, or are you just going to add them to your backlog like me, and then when Christmas rolls around and you got nothing to play, I'll pick up one of these games? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also this week, we got this pretty awesome photo of Doug Bowser and Reggie Fils-Aimé at Nintendo Corporate. Wait a sec. Is that... Can you zoom in real quick? I can't tell, but it almost looks like there's a... Is that a John Cena? I am sorry. That was bad even on my standards of cheesy humor. But I had a much better joke that John Cena stole when he posted this tweet. Had an amazing time. Question though. Why is that just a pic of you and Reggie? Hashtag you can't see me. But this raises a bigger question. What was John Cena doing at Nintendo America? I mean, we already know John Cena is a brand ambassador for Nintendo because we got that crazy trailer where John Cena was playing the Switch in different areas because that's what you're supposed to do with the console. But that was months ago. I mean, what was John Cena doing at Nintendo this week? I need to know this. If I have to turn this into a conspiracy theory, I will, but I'm not going to waste your time giving you my theories. I'm going to leave it to the professionals. I'm going to hand it over to somebody who knows conspiracy theories very, very well.
I said it 4 years ago. They all said I was crazy. I'm not crazy. The fact is, the government under Obama are using chemtrails to poison the water supply.
From the front line of nerfing the news, it's Bryant Chappel.
Look, I said it last weekend, and I'll say it again here today. John Cena losing to Roman Reigns at No Mercy was a ruse. John Cena wouldn't just step aside and wake the sleeping giant unless there was something better for John Cena to do. All of my theories that mainstream media and the Hollywood elite say that I'm nuts for leaving were proven true this week. Because this week, we got a photo of John Cena at Nintendo Corporate, and quite frankly, I think we all know why he was there. John Cena was at Nintendo because the American people can't seem to find a Switch anywhere. You go to a Target, you go to a Walmart, you can't see it. It's not there. Nintendo is hiring John Cena because he's a master of someone who can't be seen. You can't see him. You can't see John Cena. You can't see a Switch. It all makes sense. Nintendo is going to hire John Cena to go into this realm that normal people like you and me, we can't see. And he's going to extract the Switches that have been stolen from us by the aliens. There's also those of you out there who criticize me and call me a nut and say John Cena was at Nintendo because he was trying to upgrade the 5 moves of doom. What's he gonna do? Add another move? Nothing in the world can fix that. It's horrible. And to any of you out there saying that Nintendo and John Cena are filming a Nintendo live action film like Space Jam, you need to shut up! You are no better than the New World Order that's ran by the Hollywood elites that are using chemtrails to poison the water supply that will lead to mind.
Wow, that got dark really quick. I mean, you think you know a guy, and then he turns out to be a conspiracy theorist nutjob. In all honesty, this meeting probably had something to do with John Cena being a spokesperson, or the fact that WWE 2K18 is coming out for the Nintendo Switch. But I have to say, I really like the idea of a live-action Nintendo film starring John Cena as the lead. Like, you could even just remake Space Jam and call it Space Slam. Like, aliens come to the Mushroom Kingdom, enslave the entire population of toads. Mario comes to the real world looking for help, and who is he going to get? He's going to get the baddest guy in the world, John Cena, to come to the Mushroom Kingdom and beat up the aliens. God, that sounds like a great movie. I literally just created blockbuster gold. John Cena, call me. Please, I'm not hard to get a hold of. No one literally calls me. Also this week, Rockstar Games released the trailer for its highly anticipated Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 will tell the story of outlaw Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang as they rob, fight, and steal their way across the vast and rugged heart of America in order to survive. Fans of the original Red Dead will recognize the Vanderlyn gang, as that was the gang that John Marston was a member of prior to Red Dead 1, and we all know how that ended up. Sidebar, in the argument of whether or not video games should qualify as art, this shot right here where you have the three characters walking away from the fire, this is beautiful. I literally want to get this framed and put up in my office. I mean, how can you argue with the fact that video games should qualify as art? I just don't get it. As if PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds couldn't get any cooler, the programmers over at 314reactor.com just posted this awesome video with a port of PUBG. In a 9-minute video, they show PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds running on a Game Boy Color. While playing PUBG on a D-pad and A-B button is less than ideal, this gets me really excited and interested to bust out my Game Boy Color. Like, I know I speak very, very critically about the Nintendo Switch, but if Nintendo came out tomorrow and was like, hey, PUBG will be running on the Switch next month, I think I'd like bust out my wallet and be like, just take my money. Take it, please. Whatever you need, just take it. I want this. It's been no surprise that It has been scaring its way to the top of the box office, but this week we found out we're getting a sequel for It, like the predecessor, but we actually have the date of when we're going to be getting It. But the sequel to It. This week, New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers announced that the sequel of It will release September 6th, 2019. Chapter 2 of It, of course, takes place present day, 30 years after the first movie, where the loser clubs, now adults, return to Derry to fight Pennywise. And finally this week, I mean, I feel like this is just becoming a segment that's in every single episode, so we might as well make a graphic for it, people. Who's ruining my childhood this week? Deadline reported this week that Disney is in the early stages of development for a Hocus Pocus reboot. I know, if you're like me at home, you were really hoping that I would say sequel, but no, it's a reboot. The 1993 film tells the story of Max Dennison, who, after moving to Salem, explores an abandoned house with his sister Danny and his love interest Allison. After dismissing a story Allison tells as superstitious, Max accidentally frees a coven of evil witches who used to live in the house. The kids must steal the witch's book of spells and stop them from becoming immortal. God, this doesn't need to be remade. Deadline reported Disney Channel is in early stages of development on a Hocus Pocus TV movie, a reimagining of the 1993 cult classic Walt Disney feature. The new take is being written by Scarlett Lacey, and David Kirshner, producer of the original movie, is on board to executive produce. The new Hocus Pocus iteration will have a new cast and new director. No. 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 No! Look, I have been begging for years for a sequel to Hocus Pocus. I think the entire world has been begging for a sequel to Hocus Pocus. And you literally take that and was like, hey, there's a lot of interest in Hocus Pocus. You know what would be great? Erase it all, and let's just literally recast the entire movie. No! What made Hocus Pocus great were the Sanderson sisters. Bette Midler was phenomenal in that movie, and you cannot recast the Sanderson sisters, Disney! As a kid, I used to get so mad at Disney because they would take my favorite films, and as a marketing strategy, they would say, we're going to put it in a vault so nobody can have it for 10 years. And I know for the young kids at home, you're like, that sounds horrible. Why would they ever do that? Because it worked. Hey, do you love The Lion King? I love The Lion King. Well, you better make sure you own it now, because next week, Lion King is going into the vault. What What's the vault? The vault simply means for the next 10 years, no one's gonna be able to buy Lion King. Disney. Has recasting your movies become the new strategy? Like, you fired the guy who did the vault because it was a stupid idea to begin with. And now, like, you hired a new guy and you're like, what are you gonna do to save Disney? We're gonna recast everything. You remember Han Solo? Yeah, Harrison Ford's great. No. We're gonna recast Han Solo. You remember Hocus Pocus? Yeah, I love the Sanderson sisters. No. We're gonna recast the Sanderson sisters. Oh! God, you see what you do to me, Disney? God, that is it for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. Great way to end the video. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up, drop some comments down below. More importantly, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Bryant Chappel. You are you, and this has been the Nerf Report.